Perched atop an ancient stone plateau, amidst the red sands of the outlands, lies the city of Thole. Centuries ago, it was a major garrison for the Gerulian Empire, and there may even have been a settlement prior to this era. These days, Thole is a city of thieves and outcasts. Fugitives of all kinds come here to avoid complications in neighboring nations. Not everyone in Thole has a price upon his head, but no one who dwells here is innocent. The Guild of Steel like to call themselves mercenaries, protecting the few caravans that ply their trade across the desert. Yet those that do not pay for their protection find the Guild equally adept at brigandage. The Guild of Silk call themselves merchants and do indeed sell all manner of goods and trinkets, though it is best not to ask them from whence they came. A vast stone gate is all that remains of the Barbican that once defended these walls. Now, it guards the city of Thole once more from the horde of nomads that besiege it. For 3 years, I have been hiding here amid the detritus of the heretic kingdoms. But it is only a matter of time before my former allies locate me. And I am running out of places to hide.
I should be the one to talk for us here.
Pathetic! I shall handle this myself.
I demand an immediate audience with the Imperator of Thole.
Imperator? No one has held that title for 300 years.
Then you are in charge of Thole?
I am Duke Darmok Cadasta, Intendant of Thole.
On whose authority do you rule?
I am a vassal of Baron Tar Avenger. And you are?
You may call me Evia. I am visiting Thole incognito to pursue a personal matter, so I would appreciate your discretion.
If this is about vengeance, I ask you that you keep your dueling from the streets. It is bad enough that we are besieged without duels breaking out.
Thole is under siege.
Indeed, a horde of nomads under the command of an exiled Taimurian berserker.
Thole's defenses have protected it from assault for centuries.
Aye, and the city shall not fall under my watch. Welcome to Thole, Evia. I will keep my eye on you. Te Ma al-Ortas.
300 years.
You seem lost. Maybe you should go talk to Arshad at the Guild of Silk.
How did you come to be like this, little Ishkai?
Please! If they see you talk to Shakik, please go!
Weapons, armor, supplies, the best prices, unbeatable quality.
Your goods are evidently quite poor. How exactly are they of unbeatable quality?
Nothing better without leaving Thole, Mom. And that's a promise.
Indeed, but not much of one. Do you know anything of use, merchant?
Tell you what, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I need to collect the weekly tariffs from Wani and Rabbi Thanteset, only they're never keen to pay up. Someone like you could compel their compliance rather well, don't you think? If you get the money, I'll tell you something useful. Weapons, armor, supplies, excellent prices, superb quality.
How is the siege affecting the people of Thole?
Many fled before it began, but my guild and the Guild of Steel are rather stuck here. It's not exactly a ghost town, but it's eerie seeing the old hostel abandoned. No one's been inside since, well, since I don't know when. Weapons, armor, supply...
My friend sells excellent weapons at great prices. You'll find him near the Guild of Steel.
I'm here to collect the tariff for Morphew.
No need. I've already paid him.
I have little patience for liars, merchant.
Well, you can't blame me for trying. Here, take it. Think of me when you have goods you do not need. Surely, my friend, you tire of trawling the city streets in search of someone to buy your unwanted goods. Look no further. I will buy quality goods from you at prices that are more than fair.
I'm here to collect the tariff.
Oh, is it time for that already? Very well, here you go.
Much obliged, merchant.
Take care, friend. Always good to see you, friend.
I am here for the tariff.
Ah, I had wondered about that. Please, give Morphew my regards.
How surprisingly compliant.
Welcome. Weapons, armor, supplies.
Your money, merchant.
You have my gratitude. So much easier than trying to negotiate with those jackals myself. You wanted information? I can tell you this. If you want to get into the Guild of Steel, Arashad can get you into the cellar. But beware, as the guild has some vicious traps down there. Weapons, armor, supplies. Always a pleasure.
A letter. skeleton of an Ishkai and a human. What transpired, I wonder?
Art thou afraid to face me? What in hell? Show thyself, coward!
I grant you the mercy of the grave. Tremble before a princess of the Cerulean throne.
Art thou afraid to face me?
You came back? Wonderful!
There's an Ishkai and a human skeleton in the hostel. What do you know of this?
This is the first I've heard of this. The other merchants had more to do with the hostel than I did, though. Weapons, armor, supplies, excellent prices, superb quality.
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
Don't know anything useful about that, I'm afraid, but I'll bet someone in town does. You came back? Wonderful! Come back soon!
Bring your unwanted goods to me. I'll give you a fair price.
Can you tell me the story behind the skeletons in the old hostel?
There are dead bodies in that place. Honestly, you'd think someone from the guild would have noticed. I suppose the building has been abandoned for a while now. Haven't seen anyone go inside since the siege started. Ah, what do you have?
What do you know about a Sura?
I remember seeing the Sura mercenary talking to Feyruz before he left. And Feyruz looked mighty pleased about it too. Please, if you speak to Feyruz, don't mention I said anything. I want nothing to do with the Sura, now or ever. Ah, what do you... your customers are always welcome. Always good to see you, friend.
Can you tell me the story behind...
No idea what happened at the hostel. I used to deliver food there, back before the siege. But I haven't been inside since that Sura warrior went there. I don't think anyone has. Always good to see you, friend.
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
He came through the gates, went to the hostel, and left. That's all I know, really. Oh, I was just glad to see him leave town, to be honest. Always good to see you, friend. Be safe.
Back so soon. Good, good.
Can you tell me the story behind...
I can only tell you about the hostel itself, I'm afraid. Mercenaries from out of town would stay there when working for the Guild of Steel. I think Rabath had a deal with the owner at one point. He might know more. Welcome, welcome.
What do you know about a Sura mercenary?
I wasn't even in town when it happened. You'll have to... Back so soon. Good, good. You are always welcome here.
My weapons are the finest around, and
Can you tell me this?
I don't know anything about that. Ask... No one be...
What do you know?
No,
Are you certain you don't know anything at all?
I said I don't know anything. Now, if you aren't buying anything, be on your way. No one beats me on price. May all your endeavors be fruitful.
These are dangerous times for one without... Come, sample my fine wares.
What do you know about a Sura?
Can't tell you anything about the Sura, I'm afraid. When you've been a merchant for as long as I have, you learn... Helms, mail.
What do you know about Feyruz making deals with the Sura?
I don't really know what Feyruz gets up to, but he sure had a lot of silver on him that day the Sura was in town. You don't think... No, forget I asked. I don't want to know. Back again, I see. Come back anytime.
Always good to see you, friend.
What do you know about Feyruz making deals with the Sura?
No doubt about it. That Sura definitely gave something to Feyruz before leaving town. But if he asks, you didn't hear that from me. Always good to see you, friend. Take care, friend.
Best weapons in the Outlands are right.
You can either tell me what your deal with the Sura was, or you can experience the power of a mage firsthand.
Don't hurt me. I just arranged the messenger, I swear. Kench, the woman who ran the hostel, she asked me to get a message to the one-eyed Sura warrior. He paid me in silver for informing him. But I was only doing what Kench asked of me. You have my word. Best weapons in the Outlands are right here.
What was Kench doing dealing with the Sura?
She sold him out. The Ishkai who was living there betrayed him to save her own neck. You wouldn't know to look at her, but Kench brokered contracts for mercenaries all around the heretic kingdoms. Before she came to Thol, she hired the one-eyed Sura, but the job went sour. Her employer was slain, and the Sura was never paid. If there's one thing you don't do in the mercenary business, it's welsh on a debt to a Sura warrior. I guess she saw handing over the Ishkai as a way to wipe out her debts. No one beats me on prize fret. Come back.
Urshak, come out from whence thee hides. Thou hast misplaced thy trust in thy friend, Kench. She betrayed thee. Yet another letter. So, she did not betray thee, and thou hast guarded her fallen remains since thy deaths. How touching. Come, spirit. Thy vigil has ended. Join me. That soul is mine now. All shall cower before my wrath.
An Ishkai sniper will make an excellent ally.
And thankfully, a silent one.
Tremble before a princess of the Gerulian throne.
These bastards keep putting the price of food up.
We've run out of bread to sell. It's not a good sign.
Are you the Silk Master?
I am the head of the Guild of Silk, milady.
Guild of Silk? When were the merchants allowed to form guilds?
Milady, who in the city is going to stop us?
Forgive me. Thole is not as I remember it.
Really? It's the same old crap hole it's ever been. My name is Arashad. How should I address you, milady?
Call me Evia.
What do you need?
Did you know someone named Kench?
She used to run the hostel, didn't she? Honestly, outside the Guild of Silk, my knowledge of the people of Thole gets a little sketchy. You have questions?
What do you know about a Sura mercenary coming to Thole?
This is really none of my business. Please, leave me out of this. How can I help?
What can you tell me about the Gerulian Empire?
Why do you want to know?
It's a personal matter. When did the Empire fall?
Oh, some 3 centuries ago? I don't know much about it. Something about the sword and the theocrat. The start of a terrible era for some lands, I understand. I only really know the history of Thole, I'm afraid. How can I help?
What survives from the Empire in Thole?
Precious little, milady. This once mighty settlement is reduced to ruins. The Tholian catacombs were once a very popular burial site for Gerulian nobles, I'm told. But without one of the catacomb keys, it would be hard to explore too far. However, I've read that there might be an imperial tomb somewhere in the chambers. If this part of history interests you, you should certainly... That place is crawling with aphotic spiders, though. So be careful, my lady. What do you need?
Might I render you aid in return for something?
Milady, it would be my honor to have your assistance in a... I've lost a few merchants to aphotic, nasty creatures. There's also a more, delicate matter. One involving... You have questions?
How fares the Guild of Silk?
Alas, 'tis a bad time to be... The city is surrounded by a horde of nomads. Terrible things lurk in the shadow. On the other hand, Guild of Silk profits are up this quarter. Nothing like a siege to drive up the price. What do you need?
How long will the supplies last?
Hard to say, really. If a sandstorm forces the nomads to not to mention that the intendant is an excellent gate weaver. He may have... It's an inconvenience. But there are bigger dangers within the... What do you need?
What can you tell me about the intendant?
Very little, milady. He overthrew my father as intendant. I had no love for my father, but he was bloodkin, you know? I do not trust the Duke. And not just because he's in the Order of the Veil. Everyone knows the Order is just a thin veneer of respectability. Thole would be... You have questions?
I can take care of the aphotic spider.
I would be most grateful. Bring me the carcasses of 10 spiders and search inside the burial grounds. They seem to be infesting them. What do you need? How can I help?
What do you need stolen and why?
When he defeated my father and became intendant, Darmok also took something. A sword. A family heirloom, you might say. It was given to my father by my grandfather. Darmok gave it to the mercenaries as a... But the sword is mine, by right of... Take this key. It will open... The sword will be down there some... Far too valuable as a bargaining chip for anyone to be... Find the sword and bring it back. You will know it by the engraved pattern of 2 entwined serpents on the hilt and blade. What do you need?
not already dead.
This could be of use. We should hold on to this for later. Must I do everything myself? Damn, that sounded like the cellar door. Have to try upstairs. Must I do everything myself? Feel the power of a mage. You shall become naught but dust.
You have questions?
I believe this is your father's sword.
Can it be? You have no idea what this means to me. Please, you must accept this purse of coins with my thanks.
The sword is yours by right of birth. It is my honor to return it.
I am deeply honored by what you have done for me this day. It shall not be forgotten. What do you need? Please, ask cook.
Must I do everything myself? The power builds within me. Tremble before a princess of the Gerulian throne. Must I do everything myself?
Please, ask your questions.
Where do you want these rather unpleasant spider carcasses?
I'll take those. I believe 50 was the agreed price.
What are you going to do with those?
Probably best not to ask. Although I would avoid the soup kitchen tomorrow, milady. Of course, the infestation will continue as long as the spiders can reach Thole. I wonder if they could be prevented from reaching the burial ground somehow. What do you need?
Will you pay me for preventing the spiders entering the burial grounds?
Of course. For you, milady, I will pay 100 coins for this favor.
Very well.
I've heard there's a statue near where the spiders are appearing. That would seem to be a sensible place to start. You have questions?
That should suffice for Arashad's purposes.
what you need?
I modified the architecture somewhat. It should reduce the intensity of the spider infestation.
I am grateful, milady. Here are the 100 coins we discussed. This will hopefully buy some time, but it won't end the problem. As long as the queen lives, the spiders will keep returning, though. Please, ask your questions.
I can slay the aphotic queen. What can you offer in return?
For you, milady, 300.
Done. It may take a while to locate her, though.
Please, ask your questions.
I sincerely hope the statue I destroyed wasn't load-bearing. A new path. A consequence of my architectural changes, perhaps. What others have begun, Evia shall finish. I sense danger here.
Thou art already dead.
I cannot take much more of this.
Stay back, demon!
Or what, spirit? Thou shalt howl at me?
I can defend myself!
Clearly, beggar, nothing can harm thou. But fear not. Thy soul is too measly to make a meal for any demon.
Thanks, I guess.
How come thou to this place?
I was pursuing a wretch who stole my amulet. I didn't see what killed me. A spider, perhaps? I cannot rest while that swaggering pissmire holds the owl amulet.
I grant you the mercy of the grave. What others have begun, Evia shall finish. Do everything myself? shall become naught but dust.
Thou shalt face me now! Pathetic! I shall handle this myself.
Discretion may be called for. before a princess of the Cerulean throne. Kill such a useful creature, but Arashad will be pleased. I know of no sorcery to unseal this door.
My amulet! I cannot thank you enough for recovering it.
Indeed, thou gave me precious little reason to assist thee. He who took it is dead.
I shall weep no tears for that blackguard. My soul shall finally be at rest.
It seems I was wrong, beggar. Thou hast left me a small snack after all.
What do you need?
I have slain the aphotic queen as you requested.
I am forever in your debt, milady. Here, 300 as agreed.
Keep it. I have few friends left alive and could use one now.
I am honored, milady. There are few of your metal in the heretic kingdoms, and fewer still with your heart. How can I help? How can I help?
We must determine the means to open this.
Thou shalt face me now!
These inscriptions. Only a scion of the Imperial line may enter. Apparently, even a dead relative still qualifies. I sense danger here.
Tremble before my wrath!
I pity you.
I shall show thee true power! Thy soul is mine!
Whose tomb is this? There is a chronicle. The chronicle and final testament of Tarkus Magnus, last Imperator of Thol. My beloved God Empress, Koreth IV, has been slain by an upstart the people are calling the Theocrat. Mother. So, she was overthrown. We were victorious. There's more. The Theocrat wields the Godslayer. The unthinkable has happened and Garulia herself has fallen. Extinction has been decreed without exception for all her vassals. It is only a matter of time before the Theocrat's forces arrive to sack Thol. The city could withstand any assault by conventional forces, but the Godslayer's power is immense. I cannot risk this Imperial stave falling into the wrong hands, hence, I have chosen to imbibe iocanic distillate. My death will be swift, and secure this tomb from discovery by our enemies. Whomever finds this chronicle is the last hope of the Garulian Empire. Take this stave, and go forth to seek the remaining Imperial tombs. Many will have already been raided, but some may just be hidden well enough to survive. With what they contain, you will wield the power to restore your birthright and save us all. There is another tomb to the south of here, in the Outlands. General Titus should be buried there. With luck, his chronicle will direct you onwards to where General Varula rests nearby. You must bear the Imperial staff if you are to succeed. May the God Empress's blessing be upon you. Signed, Tarkus Magnus, Imperator of Thol. A key for the Arcanum. It's ancient, but it may still work. And an Imperial stave. Its design seems similar to my mother's scepter, but it's far smaller. Why would these paltry items warrant an honorable suicide? And what is the Imperial staff? I've never heard of any such relic. There are mysteries here worthy of resolving.